The history of Sumerian gods. Usumgal, the gods who created the Anunnaki. Before the first dynasty, before the first kingdom, before anything we call civilization existed, someone was already writing down the names of the gods who built the universe. And those names are still here. Carved into clay tablets buried beneath the sands of Mesopotamia, the oldest structured cosmology ever recorded describes not one creator, but an entire hierarchy of divine beings, each with a title, a function, and a place in an order so precisely organized, it reads less like mythology and more like a chain of command. At the foundation of this hierarchy stand two primordial forces: Tiamat, the embodiment of chaos, vast and formless, and Apsu, the source of fresh water, deep and still. Their union was not a metaphor. In Sumerian understanding, it was the first event, the collision of cosmic forces that produced everything that followed. From that collision came successive generations of gods, each more defined and more powerful than the last, until the hierarchy that governs existence itself took its final form. Within this framework appears a title that has captured the imagination of researchers and theorists for decades: Usumgal, translated as Great Dragon. In authentic Sumerian usage, this was not the name of a species or a race. It was a designation of supreme authority, applied to kings and divine figures to communicate a power so overwhelming it could only be described in the language of something ancient and enormous and beyond human scale. Over centuries of reinterpretation, this symbolic title became something more literal: a race, a distinct order of beings. Whether that reinterpretation is mythology or memory is a question nobody has yet been able to close. Above all of them stood Anu, the supreme god of the heavens, not a creator in any hands-on sense, but a source of absolute divine authority, seated on a celestial throne so remote from earthly reality that his presence was felt entirely through the hierarchy he commanded. Every god beneath him derived legitimacy from him. Every decision made in the divine order traced back to him. He was the origin of authority itself. From Anu descended the Anunnaki. Their name translates directly as offspring of Anu, or those of royal blood. They were not a separate created species in the original texts. They were the high-ranking divine collective, associated with the heavens and the underworld, governing natural forces and cosmic order simultaneously. In later Babylonian tradition, their role sharpened into something more specific. They became the judges, the arbiters of fate, the beings who weighed what happened to souls after the world above was done with them. The defining moment of the entire Mesopotamian cosmology comes in the Enuma Elish, where Marduk, leading the younger gods, rises against Tiamat herself. What follows is not simply a battle. It is the act of creation. Marduk defeats Tiamat and divides her body to form the heavens and the earth. Order does not emerge from nothing in this world view. It emerges from the destruction of chaos. Creation is inseparable from conflict. The universe is built from what was conquered. Into this ordered universe, humanity is placed last and lowest, created not as equals to the gods, but as a workforce. The Igigi, a group of lesser deities, had grown exhausted from their labor and rebelled. The solution was humans, beings made to carry the burden so the divine order could continue without revolt. Whether this is symbolic or something more literal, it remains one of the oldest recorded explanations for why we are here and what we were made to do. The questions these tablets ask have never been answered. They have only been asked again in different languages by different civilizations across every century since the clay was first pressed. That may be exactly what they were designed to do.